Hello, Roger Bisby here from the Skill Builder channel, back in London again doing another walk, but this time I've got no particular aim, no particular direction. I'm just going to amble about. So if you'd like to come with me, you're very welcome. Of course, it's the Chelsea Flower Show, isn't it? I just realised I'm on the back end of the Chelsea Flower Show, so that's why we got all these gaily dressed ladies, if I can still use that word. So it's all happening around here today. Everywhere you look, there's work going on, and these guys have just gone through the water main. I've seen that a few times. I've done it a couple of times myself. Anyway, it all adds to the fun, doesn't it? That looks like a funeral, but it's not a funeral. It's part of the Chelsea in bloom. They're doing tours. Chuck a load of flowers on your roof if you're a taxi, and then you just drive people around Chelsea in bloom. Very nice. Twice the price. Anyway, among all that are all these guys doing all this work, which is going to widen this pavement quite a lot, make the whole place a lot more pedestrian friendly. Normally on my walks I'm looking at buildings, but this is an opportunity to do a shameless bit of people watching. This goes to show you what kind of place this is. It's a second-hand clothes shop, but all it's selling is top designer brands. So maybe the women that live around this area go out and spend, well, there you are, Chanel over there. So they spend a lot of money, kind of money that I would probably charge for doing a whole bathroom suite, including tiling. They would go and spend on one outfit. No prices on this stuff. The handbag's probably worth more than the bathroom suite. And when they get fed up with it, can't be seen in that anymore, they chuck it into the second-hand shop. Maybe they buy something else in the second-hand shop, who knows. This is the side entrance to Knightsbridge Tube Station, and I really like these glazed oxblood terracotta tiles. I think they're terracotta anyway, but they look great, don't they? Hello, my friend, all right?
I recognize you.
You do recognise me, do you?
Sure.
You watch the channel?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good. I'm filming you now.
Oh, okay.
Hello. I just walked down this street because I was going down the Fulham Road and I spotted this little side street with these very brightly painted terraced houses all the way down. And I'm always saying, don't paint your bricks, don't paint your bricks. But you can see that these are all rendered. And a lot of people have gone off the old sand and cement render these days. They want the monocouche. But at least with sand and cement render, you can paint it very easily, very quickly. The smoothish surface of it allows you to just get a couple of coats of masonry paint on it. Probably walk past brick walls like this every day and never give them a second thought, but somebody went to a great deal of trouble here to set these panels back and build those arches, and it's a great bit of work, isn't it? Now, this church in Milner Street is the work of an architect called Joseph Peacock, and apparently it's the only complete surviving example of his work. There would have been a statue at some point, but that's gone. And again, a lovely bit of work, a lovely bit of detail on those arches. This is a beautiful building, isn't it? This is red rubbers. which aren't that durable because they fired them a little bit less so that they could shape them, so they could be sawn and rasped and made into all these beautiful shapes. This is why the red rubbers lend themselves to this kind of shaping. And all these would have been hand shaped in a day. They would have made up a little jig, a wooden jig, put the brick in it and then just sawn it all the way round. And they've actually stood up really well, considering. But I don't know what they've done here, whether they've stained these bricks at some point. You can see they've done a bit of a repair there. If you like brickwork, as I clearly do, then this is a feast for the eyes. Just walk around these little streets around here and just marvel at what these guys did. Again, Liz, look at those little details up there, just hand cut with a jig.
Oh my God.
You can see when they've got the facade there, that painted sort of trompe-l'oeil to show you what it's going to look like when they've done. But everything else has been gutted, taken all that away, put up some house wrap to stop the damp, and now they're piling, putting in new piles there, ready for the new building to go in. Amazing, isn't it, the way they just squeeze them in there. The land is so valuable. Something very lovely about seeing greenery in a city. You kind of value it all the more. Very nice residence. So these little bits of flower beds and so on, the way they're arranged with the sort of sloping sides and humping in the middle, is specifically designed to stop people sleeping on them, trying to discourage the homeless. Tricky business, very tricky. So there's a bit of movement that's going to require some attention, just on that arch. I think what's probably happened is this left-hand side has just dropped very slightly and opened out that crack in the brickwork. There's a drain down there. Who knows whether it's got something to do with the drain. There should be a manhole there as well, so there might be a sewer running along the front. There's the manhole. There's a nice little mews that I've never been down before. Except, of course, maybe I have and I've forgotten. Because that seems to be happening quite a lot to me these days. I say to them, who did this job? And they say, you did. That is very nice, isn't it? It's kind of a yellow brick, but it's not a stock. It's not a yellow London stock. Anyway, they're very even. You might think that they were a pair, and then that one in the middle. Can you actually believe that maybe that one looked like the others and was painted? Why would anybody do that? Just over Vauxhall Bridge, we've got the MI6 building, the Secret Service. Well, that's not very secret, is it? They're in full view of everybody. And they've even put it in a James Bond film. One time they used to disguise his building. Now I'm heading down towards Lambeth and Westminster. Before I do, I'm just going to take you on a little detour to show you one or two things. And it's a rather beautiful building, isn't it? It really is nice. If that was somewhere else, that'd be well sought after, but it's tucked away behind a very ugly building, which is actually the London Fire Brigade headquarters. And okay, I know you can't do much with a fire brigade headquarters, well maybe you can, but it's obscured this building. Now this is another one of those little hidden places, and it is old Paradise Gardens, and it was originally a burial ground because they were running out of space to bury people, so they use this bit down here in Lambeth. So you can see all the gravestones. The writing has largely disappeared from them, and they've all just been stacked up against the wall. The bodies are still buried here. The bodies are all over the place, and they just let the trees grow on them, which is fine, isn't it? This is going back 1700s, and so I don't suppose anybody's complaining about it. And when they stopped using this as a burial ground, when it was full up, they just put a little building here which they called a watch house. But basically it was just a drunk tank. It was in the words of Shane McGowan, it was a place to put drunk and disorderly people overnight. And they've done away with that. I don't know why they've done away with it. There's no shortage of drunk and disorderly people around, so quite why they decided it was not to be used anymore, I don't know. And the inevitable B hotel. I've seen a lot of these B hotels over the years. Oh, they call this one a bug hotel. Why do they have to call it a bug hotel? Why can't they just call them insects like we used to? You know, this bugs is an American word. But the thing is about those, I've never actually ever seen an insect in them. When I've seen the bee hotels, there's no bees in them. Maybe they've all gone to the Airbnb. Anyway, I think it's time I went, because I just had a call from my good mate Dan Cox. He's in the pub and he says he's got a pint waiting for me. So I better get my skates on.